Have you ever wondered what happened to the most sacred artifacts in history? We are talking about treasures not just of immense monetary value, but of profound spiritual significance. For millennia, legends have swirled around these objects, lost to time, but forever etched in the pages of the Bible. Today, we are counting down the top 10 lost treasures of the Bible, each one a mystery that has captivated historians, archaeologists, and adventurers for centuries. From golden artifacts of unimaginable wealth to stone tablets inscribed by the hand of God Himself, these relics are the stuff of legend. Are they hidden in secret chambers, buried beneath ancient cities, or simply waiting to be rediscovered? Join us as we journey back in time to uncover the secrets of these divine artifacts. This isn't just a treasure hunt, it's a quest for the holiest and most powerful objects ever known to mankind. Let's begin the countdown. Starting our list at number 10 is the Copper Scroll. Discovered among the Dead Sea Scrolls in 1952, this isn't your typical ancient manuscript. Instead of parchment or papyrus, it's a detailed list of 64 locations where staggering amounts of gold and silver are hidden, inscribed on a sheet of pure copper. Imagine a treasure map written by the ancients, detailing tons of precious metals. The scroll describes vast quantities of treasure buried in locations throughout Judea, with landmarks like the aqueduct, the water tank, and the funeral shrine. Who buried this immense fortune, and why? Was it the treasure of the Second Temple, hidden from the approaching Roman armies? Despite numerous searches, none of the 64 caches have ever been definitively found. The Copper Scroll remains a tantalizing puzzle, a real-life treasure map to a fortune that could still be out there, waiting beneath the desert sands. At number 9, we have the Rod of Aaron. This wasn't just any ordinary staff. It belonged to Aaron, the brother of Moses and the first high priest of Israel. Its claim to fame? A miraculous event that solidified the authority of Aaron's priesthood. As described in the book of Numbers, the leaders of the 12 tribes of Israel each brought a staff to the tabernacle to settle a dispute over leadership. Overnight, Aaron's rod not only budded, but it also blossomed and produced ripe almonds. This divine sign confirmed his chosen status. The rod was then placed before the Ark of the Covenant as a permanent testimony. Like the Ark itself, the Rod of Aaron vanished from history, likely during the destruction of the First Temple. Was this miraculous artifact destroyed, or is it hidden away, perhaps still bearing the almonds that bloomed so many centuries ago? Coming in at number 8 is the Golden Lampstand, also known as the menorah. This was no ordinary candelabra. Forged from a single talent of pure gold, weighing around 75 pounds, this 7-branched lampstand was a centerpiece of the tabernacle and later the temple in Jerusalem. Its design was given directly by God to Moses on Mount Sinai. The menorah was meant to be a source of perpetual light, symbolizing divine wisdom and the presence of God among His people. Its light shone continuously in the holy place for centuries. The most famous depiction of its fate comes from the Arch of Titus in Rome, which shows Roman soldiers carrying the menorah in a victory procession after the destruction of Jerusalem in 70 AD. While some believe it was melted down or lost during the sack of Rome, other legends suggest it was hidden before the city fell, and its location remains one of history's greatest secrets. Our number 7 is the Table of Showbread. As described in the book of Exodus, this was an ornate table made of acacia wood and completely overlaid with pure gold. It stood in the holy place of the tabernacle and the temple, opposite the menorah. Every Sabbath, 12 unleavened loaves of bread, known as the bread of the presence, were placed on this table. They served as a continual offering to God, representing the 12 tribes of Israel and their covenant with Him. This golden table was not just furniture. It was a sacred vessel, a symbol of God's provision and fellowship with His people. Like the menorah, the table of showbread was seized by the Romans in 70 AD and paraded through the streets of Rome. Its image is also carved on the Arch of Titus. After that, its trail goes cold. Did it share the menorah's fate, or was it smuggled away to safety, waiting for the day it could once again hold the sacred offering? At number 6, we find the Altar of Incense. Smaller than the main altar for sacrifices, this special altar was also made of acacia wood and covered in pure gold, earning it the name the Golden Altar. It was placed in the holy place, right before the veil that separated it from the Holy of Holies, where the Ark of the Covenant resided. Twice a day, the high priest would burn a special blend of sacred incense on this altar, creating a fragrant cloud that filled the sanctuary. This act symbolized the prayers of the people ascending to God. The sweet-smelling smoke was a constant reminder of the connection between the earthly and the divine. The fate of the altar of incense is tied to the destruction of the temple. It was likely carried off as spoils of war by the Babylonians or later the Romans. Its disappearance represents the silencing of a sacred ritual that had been performed for nearly 1,000 years. We are halfway through our countdown, and at number 5 is the breastplate of the high priest. This was perhaps the most intricate and mysterious garment ever created. Known as the hosen, it was a square pouch worn over the chest of the high priest. It was woven with threads of gold, blue, purple, and scarlet, and embedded with 12 different precious stones, each engraved with the name of one of the 12 tribes of Israel. But its true power lay in what it held inside, the Urim and Thummim. These were two mysterious objects, possibly stones or lots, used for divine communication. When the high priest needed to ask God a question on behalf of the nation, he would use the Urim and Thummim to receive a yes or no answer. They were a direct line to God. After the Babylonian exile, the Urim and Thummim are no longer mentioned. The breastplate and its divine oracle disappeared from history, leaving us to wonder what became of this incredible tool of prophecy. At number 4, we have a relic from the New Testament, the true cross. This refers to the actual wooden cross upon which Jesus was crucified. According to tradition, the cross was discovered in the 4th century by Helena, the mother of the Roman Emperor Constantine. She traveled to Jerusalem and, through a miracle, identified the authentic cross among 3 that were unearthed. Over the centuries, fragments of the true cross were distributed as holy relics to churches and monasteries across the world. They were considered the most precious of all Christian artifacts. However, during times of war, invasion, and the Reformation, many of these fragments were lost, destroyed, or stolen. Today, countless churches claim to have a piece of the true cross, but the authenticity of most is impossible to verify. The original, large sections of the cross discovered by Helena have vanished, and with them, a direct physical link to the central event of Christianity. Entering our top 3, at number 3, is the legendary Holy Grail. For 2,000 years, the quest for the Grail has inspired knights, poets, and explorers. The Holy Grail is most often identified as the cup that Jesus used during the Last Supper to serve wine, saying, "This is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many." In some legends, it is also the same cup used by Joseph of Arimathea to catch Christ's blood at the crucifixion, granting it miraculous powers of healing and eternal life. Its story became a cornerstone of Arthurian legend, with knights like Galahad, Percival, and Bors embarking on epic quests to find it. Hundreds of artifacts across Europe have been claimed to be the true Grail, from simple wooden bowls to elaborate golden chalices. But none have ever been proven. The Holy Grail remains the ultimate symbol of a spiritual quest, a lost treasure whose mystery and power continue to fascinate the world. Our runner-up, at number 2, is an artifact of immense power and significance, the 10 Commandments tablets. These were not just any stones. According to the book of Exodus, these were 2 tablets of stone inscribed by the finger of God. They contained the 10 fundamental laws that formed the basis of the covenant between God and the nation of Israel. After the first set was shattered by Moses in anger, a second set was made and placed inside the most sacred object of all, the Ark of the Covenant. For centuries, these tablets were the centerpiece of Israel's faith. They were physical proof of God's law and His presence. But when the Ark of the Covenant disappeared, the tablets vanished with it. Can you imagine finding them? 2 stone slabs containing the literal handwriting of God. It's a discovery that would reshape our understanding of history and religion forever. Their loss is one of the greatest in human history. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The number 1 lost treasure of the Bible is, without a doubt, the Ark of the Covenant. This is the Holy Grail of lost artifacts, the ultimate lost treasure. Described in the book of Exodus, the Ark was a chest made of acacia wood, overlaid inside and out with pure gold. On its lid, the mercy seat, were 2 golden cherubim facing each other with their wings outstretched. It was not just a container. It was considered the earthly throne of God. Inside, it held the 2 stone tablets of the 10 Commandments, a pot of manna, and Aaron's budded rod. The Ark was so holy that touching it improperly meant instant death. It was carried before the Israelite army in battle, parting the Jordan River and bringing down the walls of Jericho. It resided in the Holy of Holies, the innermost sanctuary of the temple. Then, around 587 BC, during the Babylonian invasion of Jerusalem, it vanished. Was it destroyed? Was it hidden by the priests in a secret chamber beneath the Temple Mount, as some legends claim? Others believe it was taken to Ethiopia, where it is supposedly guarded by a single monk to this day. The search for the Ark of the Covenant is the greatest archaeological quest of all time. From a treasure map written on copper to the throne of God Himself, These 10 artifacts represent the greatest unsolved mysteries of the Bible. They have fueled the imagination for centuries, and their stories continue to inspire awe and wonder. Are they lost forever, or are they waiting somewhere, ready to be discovered? Let us quickly recap the top 10 lost treasures and where you can read about them in the Bible. Number 10. The Copper Scroll, referenced in the context of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Number 9. The Rod of Aaron, from Numbers chapter 17. Number 8. The Golden Lampstand, from Exodus chapter 25. Number 7. The Table of Showbread, also from Exodus chapter 25. Number 6. The Altar of Incense, from Exodus chapter 30. Number 5. The Breastplate of the High Priest, from Exodus chapter 28. Number 4. The True Cross, referenced in the New Testament Gospels. Number 3. The Holy Grail, from Matthew chapter 26. Number 2. The Ten Commandments tablets, from Exodus chapter 31. And number 1. The Ark of the Covenant, from Exodus chapter 25. What do you think happened to these incredible treasures? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more historical mysteries.